I just came out of a discussion group in one of our mindful communication courses and had to make a video because we had a lengthy and really fascinating conversation about the word should. Should in the English language is a word that we can take for granted. And I know I do all the time. I feel like, things should be this way and they shouldn't be that way. And on the one hand, it's no big deal because there's kind of a practical use of the word should. You should use the proper setting on your stove if you're going to cook, whatever, a steak or something. And okay, fine. There's the practical use. But there's another use, and we all know this. And that's what we got into in our discussion today. We got into the idea of should. I should be different than I am right now. I should have known, like in the past, I should have known about whatever, X, Y, or Z. I should have seen something coming. How could I not understand what's happening politically? I should have understood that. How could I not understand what's happening with my friend? I should be a better friend. I should have seen what was going on. And then, shouldn't. I shouldn't be this way. I shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't be so sad right now. I shouldn't, I shouldn't waste my time doing, watching TV or something like that. And not only me over here, but like they shouldn't. Those people shouldn't be doing this or that. And again, we're not talking about pragmatic use. Pragmatic use makes sense. You shouldn't build a wall that way. It's going to fall over. Okay, fine. But this tricky, slippery use that we use all the time, I want to argue today, has a secret negativity, and it's quite insidious. It gets into you, and we carry it around in ourselves. I shouldn't be this way. I shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't have these feelings. I should be having other feelings. I should know how to do things that I don't know how to do. That's the problem. As we really look at this, particularly from a mindfulness perspective, we keep saying, essentially, I'm not having the experience I'm having. Well, I don't know how to do that. Well, you should. Okay, so there's an alternate reality that I should be in. However, I'm in this reality. I'm in this moment. I'm in this moment where I'm sorry, I don't know that. I don't know how to do that. I shouldn't be feeling this way. Okay, so there's an alternate reality in which I will have other feelings. But what do I do with this reality where I'm having these feelings right now? Well, don't have those. You shouldn't be having them. Oh, what do I do with that? Where can I go with that? And for that matter, those people over there shouldn't be doing that. Well, they are doing that. Well, they shouldn't. Well, they are. The question is not should or shouldn't. It's what can we do about it in the present moment. The present moment is where we actually do things. The past has already happened. Whatever led up to this moment, that's done. That's written in stone. You can't change the past. And living in a future that's about an alternative reality isn't particularly helpful, right? I mean, now I'm right here. This is helpful. The protests that sieged the Capitol building, they shouldn't do that. And okay, whatever, you can talk about morality and whatever. I get it. I totally understand. But they did do that. That's the more important thing. They did do that. Now what? How do I steer going forward in real time? Requires me to actually let go of this idea of should. And what we talked about in our discussion today, which I thought was really useful, the word could in English has a completely different flavor. Well, they could have done something differently. I could have learned more about my friend's patterns and habits and how he works. I could have done that. I didn't, but I could have. And could doesn't have the negative quality that should does. Could has this potential. Could has this forward-looking quality of like, okay, from now forward, I could do something else. I could understand myself better. I could learn something new. I could anticipate something in politics. You know? That group over there could do something differently. That gives me agency. There's so much more agency in could. Should is already a done deal. You already failed. It's over. Shouldn't is maybe even more that way. But could, so much potential. And could puts us back in the present moment where we can be active. I find this really useful, and it's a more inspiring way to live. So I'm going to try to work myself on lessening the word should in my own language, should and shouldn't, and more importantly, in my own mind and heart. It's not sensible. It's not sensible. Maybe we shouldn't use should. Thanks for tuning into this video. Please like it and click to subscribe to get more content about mindful communication in our everyday lives. In the description, you can find a link to our recorded online course, Can You Hear Me Now? Rebooting Our Human Connections, as well as other online courses and content. Remember, communication is about connection. Please connect with yourself and feel welcomed to come connect with us at Green Zone Institute.